know, folks, we like to have fun here on this show, but that doesn't mean Wrestling with Regret can't get a little serious now and then. With that in mind, this week I want to have a frank, honest discussion about race relations in America, global warming, and how we can solve the worldwide terrorism crisis. First off, Really? Here? Now? Here? Okay, I'll bite. This better be good.
Hi, Brian!
Oh. Hi, Adam. How's it been since my failed attempt at invading what culture?
Well, to be honest, things are going great here. People love my rebooking videos. I'm the reigning, defending What Culture heavyweight champion of the world. Mwah. Oh, and I just won the Nobel Peace Prize for simultaneously solving race relations in America, global warming, and putting a stop to terrorism around the world. So, you know.
And?
Well, I came to you because I think I found something for you to review.
Really? For me? Well, okay. My interest is piqued. What do you have?
Well, as I was leaving my incredibly large house this morning, I found this DVD on my doorstep. No anything, almost as if it was placed there by some sort of mysterious being.
Well, that's an oddly specific theory. But what's the DVD of? Is there anything written on the front of the case?
Yes. It says it's called Heroes of Wrestling. What, have you heard about this show? Do you know anything about it?
You son of a bitch! What evil have you brought before me?
Whoa! What's wrong?
Heroes of Wrestling is only the worst pay-per-view of all time! Just a bunch of sad old men writhing around in a pathetic display to try and recapture the glory days which weren't even gone that long to pine for yet! Jake Roberts at his drunkest, Yokozuna at his fattest. It's awful, it's crap, it's torture! You have some nerve bringing this garbage to me, Adam!
Hang on. Have you actually seen this show?
Well, come to think about it, no actually. Huh, that's weird. I guess I've just read so many negative online reviews about it over the years, I've kind of psyched myself out. I've never taken the time to watch the show myself to see what all the fuss is about.
Well, there you go. You're just basing your opinions on what everyone else has been saying. Tell you what, how about we watch this together?
Huh, well, I feel like this is going to be a huge mistake, but why not? What the hell? Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, let's hope. Heroes of Wrestling was an event that took place in October of 1999 at Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. In the thick of the Monday Night Wars, promoter Bill Stone scooped up just about every unsigned name of yesteryear that he could to make this, on paper, one of the biggest independent shows of all time.
I can't believe there were that many big names I could get at this time. Like, why was it so easy to book them for this show?
I have a feeling we'll find out soon enough. The show begins and we're introduced to the announce team, Dirty Dutch Mantell and Randy Rosenblum.
Where's Gordon Soley? Wasn't he advertised to be the host of the event?
Well, yes, he was, but he couldn't make it due to health issues. Getting sick was the smartest decision he could have made.
After we hear the ring announcer's curious introduction.
So throw down your toys and get out of the sandbox. Playtime's over, because tonight, somebody's gonna get their ass whooped tonight in here.
We get things started with a tag team between a Samoan SWAT team and the pair of Marty Jannetty and Tommy Rich. Most of Jannetty's offense involves him trying to get the crowd pumped up, and most of Rich's offense consists of him standing in the corner and watching.
You can go into the ring with the guy, and you can look at him and tell him if he, you can tell if he's tired, if he's been up all night partying.
Well, if that's the case, the Samoans probably took one look at Jannetty and were able to figure out their strategy. The Samoan swatters use a steel chair on Jannetty in this opening match because, hey, let the rest of the card figure out how to top it, right? Aside from the gratuitous chair shot, the match is passable old-school pantomime that ends with the SST going over.
I mean, right away you get an idea of just how unqualified Rosenblum is to call this event. He botches a few names of moves, not only in this match, but throughout the entire night.
Reversal and slam takedown.
He's like the 3 o'clock.
There. Another chop to the head. Right. Off the ropes and the flying leg kick. Mobility and the leg
what
drop.
A drop kick.
And now he's going to body slam him. Off the ropes.
I mean, I feel bad for Dutch here, but to be honest, he's not exactly a cunning linguist in himself.
You don't have to be a brain-sized scientist to know what's coming next. You know, when you get picked up in this, you're going down. You're either going down for that Samoan drop or you're going down. He altered it a little bit there. That is a face buster. In either case, it worked.
Up next is a match between Greg Valentine and George Steele, who looks more bored here than crazy.
He looks more like a dad being led to the lawyer's office by his daughter to change his will. Maybe there was some lead in those turnbuckles.
Steele and Sherry Martel are an item for some reason at this show, but as the match goes on, Sherry's real intentions become clear.
I think
Sherry's going to help him out. Wait a minute. She's working on the animal. What's going on here?
This whole match is a mess. Not only has Sherry's heel turn been terribly overbooked, the referee is a total dingus. He fails to notice the foreign object even when he's looking right at it, and somehow doesn't see when Sherry hits Steele with a chair. At least one person in the audience saw it coming.
Telling him, okay, baby.
Oh! The chair!
After the match, George no-sells a chair shot from Valentine. You know, the same weapon that knocked him out for the 3 count when Sherry used it seconds earlier.
Psychology.
Hey, that's my gag!
In our next match, Too Cold Scorpio defends a replica belt he probably nicked from a local indie fed against a young man named Julio Fantastico. Apparently, this is Julio Fantastico's first pay-per-view event. A real hero of wrestling.
Joining Dutch and Randy on commentary is... oh, damn it.
That's right, baby. Kevin's happening on Heroes of Wrestling. Oh my, what a beautiful production.
Yeah, makes sense that a demon from the underworld would appear in something as ungodly as this show.
What? Demon of the underworld? What are you talking about?
Don't ask. It's a long story. The commentary here was already bad enough, Lou, but you were just making things worse.
This Julio, look at this Julio. Look at the Scorpio that he's with. Look at the talent they have here tonight. If you don't get out there and you don't win, you don't make the money. I mean, you make something, but you're not progressing your career. But this Julio Sanchez, look at that.
Excuse me, Captain Lou, who's apparently a demon from the underworld. Why are you having trouble saying Julio's name?
What do you mean? This is the way I talk. This Julio, this Efty back, this Ollie, this Evadashre, Billy.
I'm Adam.
This match is fun to watch, but it gets kind of botchy. The biggest highlight is when Julio decks a kid as he goes into the crowd. Later, he pushes the ref into the ropes, and Scorpio hits the turnbuckle with his butt, but has to sell while he landed crotch first.
2,000 jammed into this barn at the Casino Magic.
Don't call it that!
The match ends when Scorpio completely whiffs the tumbleweed, but gets a 3 count anyway. So how do you cover up the botch? Just show a replay of the move from an even worse angle.
Hey, forget about all that now.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about how they named me the Commissioner of Heroes of Wrestling.
And on this release, it says Fostone announces first Heroes of Wrestling Commissioner, 48-year veteran Captain Lou Albano takes the helm.
Whoa!
You're the Commissioner of the Heroes of Wrestling.
They made me the Commissioner!
Now, as the Commissioner, I'm going to be completely fair, call it right down the middle. We're going to have shows all over the world. There's going to be meet and greets and festivals and carnival rides and ponies. There's going to be the Heroes of Wrestling Network. There's going to be restaurants. There's going to be...
Stop, Lou! Heroes of Wrestling isn't around anymore. This is the one and only show they ever did. Don't you know that?
Really? No. That can't be right. I've been paying the rent on an office building for the last 16 years. Oh, Billy. They never told me they shut it down. I gotta go.
Brian, what just happened?
Save that for your channel, man. Up next is a barn burner, folks, as the Bushwhackers take on Nikolai, Volkoff, and the Iron Sheik.
Wait, Brian, they are not the Bushwhackers. They are the men formerly known as the Bushwhackers.
Lucas Butch, formerly the Bushwhackers.
Just like how in tonight's main event, King Kong Bundy is scheduled to face the man formerly known as Yokozuna.
WWF champion, the former Yokozuna.
Okay, fine, but I mean, if the names are copyrighted, isn't this just a super lame way to try and get around it?
Well, hell, you can't blame him for trying. Okay, I'm starting to feel like things are getting ominous.
The last time we saw these two evil foreigners, they were stinking up the joint at the second Maccabia Mania event. That being said, do you want to hazard a guess as to, oh, who am I kidding, this match was a wreck and you know it? Let's start with the generic Russian manager who can't even introduce his guys properly.
Iron Sheik will do Irania Club demonstration. Pay attention.
I think they ask everybody to stand.
Oh, he's doing the Russian national anthem.
After the disgusting visual of the Bushwhackers licking Mississippi's best and brightest, they try to get a USA chant going, which makes about as much sense as when Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho got that chant against La Resistance.
Still to come tonight, inside the steel cage, live tonight, Snitsky versus Kane.
Folks, these four men put on a clinic. That is a kicking, punching, and choking clinic. These guys are so immobile, I counted fewer than 20 bumps between the four of them in this 9-minute match.
Oh, and in a rare showing of tenderness, Volkoff looks to be laying Luke down for a nice nap. Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be a backbreaker.
The soft slam.
Stop calling out the bad stuff, Rosenblum! What are you trying to do here? This match is like watching four old guys wandering around looking for their keys. Even the referee is sick of it and does a fast count after Sheik and Volkoff recreate the finish of the Mighty Maccabees' debut match.
Up next, it's the Four Horsemen versus the Midnight Express. Well, one from each team at least, as Tully Blanchard takes on Stan Lane.
Horsemen versus Midnight Express? Hey kids, remember wrestling? Earlier in the day, Blanchard, cosplaying as an insurance salesman, was jumped by Sweet Stan, who looks like a hybrid of Ric Flair and early 90s Sting. After collecting himself, Blanchard cuts a hell of a badass promo.
10 years is bubbled up inside me. 10 years all of a sudden, at one time, is bubbled up inside me. And everybody that's ever screwed me, anybody that's ever done me wrong, is all coming out.
Whoa, finally a match I'm excited about seeing. It took them long enough.
Well, don't get too excited. I mean, a promo's one thing, but the match could still be crap. We have no idea how rusty these two are going to be in the ring.
A little bit more respect regardless of what happened earlier today. Oh, big hip toss by Blanchard.
But that is painful. Tully's taking some.
Well, you know, the ladies that come to the matches, they're gonna look at these guys, and sometimes, you know, that's what guys.
Well, imagine that. This match is actually exceeding my expectations.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks like these guys are actually still in shape. I mean, look at them go.
This has been a war between Stan Lane and Tully Blanchard.
Ooh, nice suplex.
1, 2, 3. Wait a minute.
Is that it? That's Stan Lane winning?
Stan winning?
It looked like Todd Taylor counted to 3, and now he's saying no.
Now he's waving it off.
He did wave it off.
Wait a
He's
minute.
reversing the decision, and he gave it an illegal move.
So, wait. What happened exactly? I mean, the announcers seem totally clueless as to what's been going on, but to be fair, they've been like that all night.
Yeah, let's look at it again. Okay, I see what's going on now. It's one of those old school dusty finish type spots where both guys have their shoulders down, but the guy getting pinned gets his shoulder up at the last second, so the person on the offensive actually loses the fall. It can be a really good way to end a match in a dramatic twist, but everybody has to be on board to make it work. That includes the announcers who couldn't have given less of a shit at this point.
2, 3. Wait a minute.
Is that it? That's Stan Lane winning?
Stan winning?
So undoubtedly the best match on the card is ruined by a confusing finish. Well, if that isn't an omen that we should just give up now, I don't know what is.
Hey man, it was your idea to review this thing, okay? We've made it this far into the show. At this point, we might as well just stick it out and make it to the end. Come hell or high water. Let's just keep going.
Up next, we have the one-man gang taking on the human tomato juice dispenser, Abdullah the Butcher. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this one.
Things get off to a wild start as the one-man gang gently taps Abby in the head with the chain while stomping loudly on the mat. Not sure that's how it's supposed to work, but what do I know? I'm not a hero of wrestling.
And oh my god, the blood.
He got him with the fork. Look at that. Abdullah's got the fork,
Oh
and now
my
he's
God.
cutting up the one-man gang.
Oh no, there are kids in the audience.
Oh, is he drinking the blood? Oh,
There is no justice with the fork in the middle of the ring.
Oh God, Rosenblum, just shut the hell up already!
So after all that gore, the match ends when the referee throws the match out for reasons? That does it. I hate wrestling now. This pay-per-view has successfully made me hate wrestling.
Well hey, don't look now, but the next match might actually be okay. It's Jimmy Snuka taking on Bob Orton.
In a room that is definitely not a refurbished storage closet with a slapdash poker table thrown in, we see surveillance footage showing Randy's dad cheating at cards. Well, I've seen blood feuds started over less.
My man can suplex from his knees, brother. He's so good, so fine. He's so sweet. This is the man of the hour, the man of the power.
But I'll tell you what you have done. You've got the Cowboys dander up. Can't wait to step in the ring with you, Snuka. And Albano, stick your nose in there one time. I'll slap you, boy.
I feel like Orton and Albano, they are wasted on this show. These guys are genuine legends of wrestling, and this is their goal watch? Or rather a tin watch painted yellow.
Snuka and the Ace have a serviceable match here, though nothing too special. The highlights include Orton working on Snuka's arm for a legit 5 minutes, the announcers arguing like an old married couple.
But they've been in the ring so much.
You're trying to call this like some
here.
stupid UCLA Oregon basketball game or football game. No, this is wrestling. Anything goes. The last match should have told you that. The last match should have told you that.
And then suddenly...
But Bob Orton right now dominating Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Are they saying Bob's up?
Yes. Yes, Brian, they are. Let's just move on. After an assist from Captain Lou, Snuka wins a match with his trademark flying crossbody.
Well, good. You know, that match, it wasn't amazing, but it told a good story and the crowd was really into it. For the first time all night, I can say I had no problems watching this match.
So finally, it's time for, you know what, we've made it this far, but I really don't think I can go through with this.
Oh, come on, Adam. I know the show's been bad so far, but I mean...
No, it's not just that. It's just, well, look at this promo.
You don't want to play cards with me because I'll cheat. You want to play 21? I got 22. You want to play blackjack? I got 2 of those too. You want to play aces and eights? Maybe I got too many of those too. Mr. Cameraman, get your ass back up here. Hello? I'm talking to you. DDT, DDT, DDT. Think about it.
Oof, that is really hard to watch.
Look, this show took place in a really bad time of his life, and it just seems cruel to poke fun of him and his history of substance abuse here.
Damn, you're right. I mean, maybe we should leave this one alone, you know, just skip past it. I mean, we don't want to come off as insensitive jerks kicking a guy when he's down, or... Hang on. Maybe it's not so bad.
What do you mean?
Think about it, Adam. Why do we talk about Heroes of Wrestling?
Because it's a show stuffed to the gills with awful?
Yeah, overall everything is bad, but why do we talk about Heroes of Wrestling?
Because of Jake Roberts.
Exactly. If it weren't for Jake's drunken antics, nobody would even remember that this show existed. But because of that massive meltdown that took place in the main event, it not only brought more awareness to this cesspool of a card, it made everything else on the show even worse by association. Everyone else on the card was just the opening act for Jake the Snake Penis Roberts, and for that, they'll be remembered forever.
Wait, you mean people remember Snuka for this more than diving off the top of a cage, or Blanchard more than being in the 4 Horsemen, or Iron Sheik more than being a WWF champion?
All that and more, and we have good old drunk as a skunk Jake Roberts to thank for it.
Well, when you put it like that, I feel better about this. I think I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it! Wait, no, I've changed my mind.
God help us. So here are the cliff notes. First, Jake makes his way down the ramp, his tonsils swimming in Jack Daniels. He waits a minute, then he decides to head to the back.
When he walked back, look, to me, this has got to be a psychological ploy, if you ask me.
Exactly what it is.
Psychological ploy. Right.
After what I can only assume was a very spirited debate with the promoter, Jake runs back out to the ring area and proceeds to sexually assault a fan.
Neidhart leaves the ring here, no doubt asking himself what he'd done in a past life to deserve working a match with this sot.
Cocaine?
I said past life.
The two of them try to put on something resembling a match, but the combination of age and abused substances make it a bit of a chore to watch. But 5 minutes into the match, the real fun begins.
And the Anvil's out of here. The Anvil's out of sight. He's gotten out of harm's way, and the fans love the Snake.
Boy, the guys in the back couldn't cut away to a disinterested crowd fast enough, or for long enough.
We eventually cut back to Jake lying in the middle of the ring with a snake on top of him. Perhaps he's hoping that he'll fall asleep and the world will just fade away.
The plan for a second main event match is immediately scrapped as King Kong Bundy and Yokozuna come out and make it an impromptu tag match. Looks more like somebody who ate Yokozuna, really. Bundy is accompanied to the ring by his mini-me. Actually, that's promoter Bill Stone, who decided to come down to ringside to watch his grand vision implode before his very eyes.
God bless the other three in this match who managed to work around Jake's corpse for a few minutes, right up until the hot tag when Bundy quickly splashes Jake the Snake for a mercifully fast 3 count. Neither of them were the legal man, of course, but by this point, nobody cared.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is substance abuse with style. Jake Roberts is the undisputed king of making a drunken ass out of oneself on a grand stage, and he took the crown on this night. Scott Hall only wishes he could be in Jake's league. Jeff Hardy is a boy among men.
The event comes to a close when Jake is too out of it to even hit Baby Bundy with anything, leaving Yokozuna, the man who's made only of tits, to send the fans home happy. I guess.
And that was Heroes of Wrestling. It happened, and that's literally the nicest thing I can say about it. This crime against wrestling makes the old Grandmasters DVDs look like Wrestle Kingdom 10. Throw in one announcer who doesn't know what he's talking about, another one who does know but doesn't care, and some of the worst production values ever seen on a modern day wrestling broadcast, and you've got one for the ages.
In spite of the dumb finish, Blanchard Lane was easily the match of the night, but they would have had to have worked hard to avoid that. Either one of them could have wrestled a broom and it still would have won top honors.
But even if the show had nothing but 5-star classics, it still probably would have been their one and only Heroes of Wrestling event. It fell well short of the break-even goal of 40,000 pay-per-view buys. Promoter Bill Stone was hoping to run multiple events on a quarterly basis, but those never happened due to the disappointing buy rate. But after watching this unmitigated shit show, I can't help but smile, knowing this is the only one of its kind.
Zane, you have no idea how much trouble you're getting into disparaging the good name of Heroes of Wrestling. You're gonna pay for those words, Zane!
Captain Lou, you say that every time you come onto this show and you never deliver. How can I take you seriously?
You'll find out soon enough, Zane! Look out! Look out! Look out! Ah!
Well, Brian, after all that insanity, maybe I could talk for a bit about how I would have booked it?
You know what, Adam? I gladly welcome your take on this nightmare. I'd love to hear how you would have booked Heroes of Wrestling.
Oh, thank you. I wouldn't have.
Beg pardon?
I wouldn't have booked this show if you had paid me $1 million, billion, schmillion dollars. Apart from Blanchard and Lane, I would have told every wrestler to piss off. I would have taken every single wrestler who approached that venue, Bill Stone, Casino Magic, and Randy Bloody Rosenblum, and cast them all into the fiery abyss for even thinking about putting on this show.
Yeah, I'm with you, Adam. This show isn't just the worst thing to happen to wrestling or to pay-per-view or the state of Mississippi. This is the worst thing of all time. The people who created this show could not have possibly been of this earth. No, Heroes of Wrestling was clearly cooked up by the devil himself. Okay, that's really starting to concern me now.
Did someone say my name?
Whoa, what's happening? Look, there isn't room for anyone else in this video.
You're precisely correct, Mr. Zane. It was me all along.
I told you you'd pay, Zane! He's finally here! The Dark Lord is here!
Quiet, you!
Aww. The devil himself. You are the one responsible for Heroes of Wrestling.
Of course I am. No mere mortal could have been evil enough to create something as terrifying as this. Heroes of Wrestling ruined countless careers and left a permanent scar on the psyche of foolish humans like you. That's some of my finest work.
But why, Satan? Why would you unleash such blight upon the world?
What can I say? I live to destroy the good feelings of nostalgia. Old school Raws, film franchise reboots, Woodstock 99. That's all me.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, actually that explains a lot, really.
Putting all of those old wrestlers together was a recipe for disaster, and I loved every minute of it. It will go down as some of my best fantasy booking ever.
Well, we've unleashed the devil.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that.
Do you think anyone will notice?
Probably not. And besides, watching WWE these days is like hell on earth anyway.
Heyo!
Oh, me.
And let's just set the record straight. Kane is not my favorite demon. That title goes to this guy.